Johnny Bravo Date-O-Rama is a party game developed by EM Studios and released for PlayStation 2 in 2007. Based on the hit Cartoon Network series, the game follows Johnny Bravo, a muscular, dim-witted ladies' man, as he enters a reality dating show to find true love. With its goofy humor and cartoon visuals, the game targets younger audiences and fans of the show. Gameplay is structured like a TV game show, where Johnny competes against other contestants in a series of mini-games to impress potential dates. Players must win challenges to earn the right to go on dates and ultimately win the girl. The game supports both single-player and multiplayer, with short, fast-paced activities inspired by the show's slapstick style. The mini-games include everything from dancing competitions to pie throwing and reaction tests. While the controls are basic, the variety of games and over-the-top animations aim to keep the experience lighthearted and fun. Voice lines and sound effects mimic the cartoon's quirky charm, giving it a familiar and nostalgic tone. Visually, the game replicates the look of the animated series, with cel-shaded graphics and bold character designs. The humor stays true to Johnny's persona: egotistical, clueless, and constantly rejected. While not a deep or challenging game, it provides casual, goofy entertainment, especially for fans of local multiplayer fun. Fun facts: Date-O-Rama was one of the last licensed PS2 games released in Europe and had limited distribution. It features several supporting characters from the show, including Carl and Pops. Though it received mixed reviews, it became a quirky collector's item for Cartoon Network fans and is one of the few PS2 titles based entirely on a comedy cartoon series. Ben 10 Protector of Earth is an action-adventure game developed by High Voltage Software and released for PlayStation 2 in 2007. Based on the popular Cartoon Network series, the game lets players step into the shoes of Ben Tennyson, a young hero who uses the Omnitrix to transform into powerful alien forms and battle evil across the globe. The story follows Ben, along with cousin Gwen and Grandpa Max, as they try to recover stolen parts of the Omnitrix while stopping familiar villains like Vilgax, Kevin 11, and Z Scare. The game spans multiple regions, including forests, cities, deserts, and space stations, blending platforming, puzzles, and combat in each level. Gameplay centers on using the Omnitrix to transform into different alien heroes such as Four Arms, Heat Blast, XLR8, Cannon Bolt, and Wildvine. Each alien has unique powers useful for defeating enemies or solving environmental challenges. Players collect energy to unlock transformations and upgrade abilities as the game progresses. Combat is arcade-style, with combo attacks, special moves, and boss battles. Levels are linear but packed with collectibles and secrets. While targeted at a younger audience, the game features satisfying gameplay, colorful visuals, and authentic voice acting that stays true to the animated series. Fun facts: Ben 10 Protector of Earth was the first console game based on the franchise and received generally positive feedback for being faithful to the show. It features over 40 enemies from the Ben 10 universe and was also released on PSP, Wii, and DS. Its success led to several sequels and helped establish Ben 10 as a lasting gaming brand for kids and fans of superhero action. The Powerpuff Girls' Relish Rampage is an action-adventure game developed by VIS Entertainment and released for PlayStation 2 in 2002. Based on the hit Cartoon Network show, the game lets players take control of Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup as they fight to save Townsville from an alien pickle race and their usual roster of villains. The story begins when Mojo Jojo runs for mayor, but things get weirder when space pickles known as the Pickloids arrive and start causing chaos. The girls must fly across the city to stop Mojo's plans and repel the alien invasion. The plot is full of the show's signature humor and colorful characters, making it feel like an extended episode of the series. Gameplay revolves around free roaming flight, combat, and completing missions, such as rescuing citizens, chasing enemies, and collecting items. Each Powerpuff Girl has similar abilities, and players can switch between them depending on the task. The game includes boss battles with familiar enemies like Fuzzy Lumpkins and him. While visually simple, the game recreates the art style of the cartoon with bright colors and bold outlines. Voice acting is included from the original cast, adding authenticity for fans. The controls are fairly basic and the gameplay is accessible, making it especially suited for younger players or fans of the show. Fun facts. Relish Rampage is one of the few open-world-style superhero games aimed at a younger audience during the PS2 era. It was originally released on the GameCube, with the PS2 version following shortly after. Despite mixed reviews, it gained a cult following thanks to its unique premise and the popularity of the Powerpuff Girls during the early 2000s. Samurai Jack. The Shadow of Aku is an action-adventure game developed by Adrenium Games and released for PlayStation 2 in 2004. Based on the iconic Cartoon Network series, the game follows Jack as he journeys through time-warped worlds in pursuit of his nemesis, Aku. It captures the show's stylized look and atmosphere, blending combat, exploration, and story-driven progression. The game closely mirrors the plot of the series, with Jack traveling through futuristic cities, ancient temples, and alien landscapes. Along the way, he battles robots, monsters, and minions of Aku, always seeking a way back to his own time. Cutscenes and in-game dialogue stay true to the tone of the show, mixing drama with quiet moments of reflection. Gameplay is centered on third-person hack-and-slash combat, with light platforming and puzzle-solving elements. Jack uses his magical katana, along with a variety of combos and special moves. He can also pick up and use alternate weapons like throwing stars or spears. Blocking, dodging, and timed strikes are essential in tougher battles. Visually, the game tries to emulate the show's signature flat-shaded, minimalist art style. While it doesn't fully match the animation's finesse, the environments and character models are clearly inspired by Genndy Tartakovsky's original designs. The soundtrack and voice acting featuring original cast members add authenticity for fans of the series. Fun facts. The Shadow of Aku is the only major console game based on Samurai Jack released during the show's original run. The voice of Jack, Phil Lamar, reprised his role, adding credibility to the adaptation. Although the gameplay is relatively simple, fans appreciated its faithfulness to the show's tone and visual style. A more modern Samurai Jack game, Battle Through Time, was released years later in 2020. Codename Kids, Next Door Operation. Video Game is a 3D platformer developed by High Voltage Software and released for PlayStation 2 in 2005. Based on the popular Cartoon Network series, the game follows the adventures of the 5 main operatives, numbers 1 through 5, as they take on classic villains in a mission to save the world from adult tyranny. The story kicks off when villains like Father Stickybeard and the Toiletnator escape from the kids next door's holding cells. Each member of Sector 5 takes on a unique mission across different environments, including pirate ships, tree houses, and spooky lairs. The game's narrative unfolds like an extended episode of the show, full of jokes, gadgets, and wild action. Gameplay is divided into character-specific levels, each tailored to a KND member's abilities. Number 1 uses high-tech weapons, Number 3 has pet-based attacks, and Number 4 focuses on melee combat. The gameplay includes combat, light puzzle solving, and platforming challenges with stylized enemies and boss fights. The graphics capture the cartoon's visual flair with bright, exaggerated environments and cel-shaded character models. Voice acting from the original cast brings authenticity, and the soundtrack echoes the show's high-energy, mission-based vibe. While the controls are simple, they suit the game's kid-friendly action-adventure format. Fun facts. The game's title, Operation Video Game, is actually an acronym, staying true to the show's running joke of overcomplicated mission names. All 5 members of Sector 5 are playable, and many supporting characters make appearances. Though the game received mixed reviews, it's considered a nostalgic favorite for fans who grew up with the series. Teen Titans is a beat-em-up action game developed by Artificial Mind and Movement and released for PlayStation 2 in 2006. Based on the popular animated series from Cartoon Network, the game lets players take control of all 5 main Titans, Robin, Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy, and Cyborg, as they fight to uncover who's behind a mysterious new threat. The story begins when the Titans are pulled into a strange video game world and forced to battle waves of enemies and iconic villains such as Slade, Gizmo, Jinx, and Brother Blood. The plot is lighthearted and filled with the show's signature humor, witty dialogue, and colorful style, making it feel like a fully playable episode of the series. Gameplay focuses on fast-paced, combo-driven combat. Players can switch between any of the 5 Titans on the fly, each with their own unique moves and abilities. Robin is agile and martial arts focused. Starfire uses ranged energy attacks, Raven blends magic with telekinesis, Beast Boy transforms into animals, and Cyborg brings brute strength and tech-based attacks. The game supports up to 4-player local co-op, allowing friends to team up and take on missions together. Stages are linear but packed with action, and bosses provide fun, chaotic challenges. The cel-shaded graphics mirror the show's aesthetic, and the original voice cast returns to deliver authentic character interactions. Fun facts. Teen Titans for PS2 was based on a previously released Game Boy Advance title but was completely redesigned for consoles. It features full voice work from the original cast, including Scott Menville and Tara Strong. Despite being a budget title in some regions, it gained popularity for its multiplayer mode and faithfulness to the animated series. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is a 3D arena fighting game developed by High Voltage Software and released for PlayStation 2 in 2006. Based on the darkly comedic Cartoon Network series, the game features Billy, Mandy, Grim, and a host of other characters battling it out in chaotic environments pulled straight from the show. The story begins when Grim's powerful mojo balls are stolen, causing chaos throughout the universe. Players fight through increasingly bizarre and spooky stages, facing off against friends and foes alike to restore order. The game captures the series' twisted humor and gothic style, blending supernatural elements with slapstick combat. Gameplay focuses on fast-paced, melee-based battles in 3D arenas. Up to 4 players can fight at once, either in solo mode or multiplayer. Each character has unique moves, weapons, and super attacks that reflect their personality, like Billy's nose-based attacks, or Mandy's relentless punches. Power-ups and stage hazards add unpredictability to every match. The visuals replicate the show's exaggerated spooky cartoon style with cel-shaded graphics and over-the-top animations. Original voice actors return to deliver authentic lines full of dark humor. The game includes a story mode, arcade battles, and several unlockable characters and stages, offering replay value for fans and party gamers. Fun facts. This game features over 15 playable characters from the Grim Adventures universe, including Eris, Fred Burger, and even Nergal Jr. It was one of the few Cartoon Network titles to include full 4-player local multiplayer on PS2. Though not a traditional fighter, it gained a cult following for its chaotic fun and surprisingly deep mechanics. Xiaolin Showdown is an action party brawler developed by Bottle Rocket Entertainment and released for PlayStation 2 in 2006. Based on the animated series from Kids WB, the game lets players take control of Omi, Kimiko, Raimundo, and Clay as they battle evil forces to collect mystical Shen Gong Wu and stop Jack Spicer and Wuya from taking over the world. The story mirrors the show's formula, where the monks race villains to discover Shen Gong Wu powerful magical artifacts and enter Xiaolin Showdowns to decide who claims them. Each level is filled with enemies, platforming challenges, and ends in a high-stakes arena battle, keeping gameplay fast-paced and episodic. Players can choose from multiple Xiaolin warriors, each with their own combat style and special abilities. The game combines beat-em-up mechanics with mini-game elements, especially during the Xiaolin Showdowns, where players compete in chaotic, shifting battle arenas. Both single-player and local multiplayer are supported, making it a party-friendly title. Visually, the game mimics the cartoon's colorful, exaggerated style with cel-shaded graphics and dynamic animations. Levels take place in familiar locations from the show, and characters use iconic Shen Gong Wu powers, like the Sword of the Storm and Fist of Tebagong. Original voice actors contribute to the dialogue, keeping the humor and tone intact. Fun facts. Xiaolin Showdown features up to 4-player multiplayer, where players can fight each other in showdown arenas. It includes over 25 Shen Gong Wu and several unlockable characters. Though the game received mixed reviews for its repetitive gameplay, fans of the show appreciated its faithfulness and chaotic fun, especially in local co-op mode. Cartoon Network Racing is a kart racing game developed by Technics and released for PlayStation 2 in 2006. The game brings together a cast of classic Cartoon Network characters, placing them behind the wheel in wild, fast-paced races. With colorful tracks and wacky power-ups, it's a fun and chaotic experience aimed at younger players and fans of old-school cartoons. Players can choose from 12 iconic characters such as Dexter, Dee Dee, Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken, and Courage the Cowardly Dog. Each racer is paired with a co-driver who provides unique abilities and special attacks during the race. This tag team mechanic adds a layer of strategy, setting it apart from more traditional kart racers. The gameplay includes standard race modes, battle arenas, and time trials. Tracks are inspired by the characters' home worlds, from Dexter's lab to the spooky settings of Courage's adventures. Power-ups include speed boosts, rockets, and cartoon-style traps, keeping the action unpredictable and full of surprises. Visually, the game embraces a bright, cel-shaded look to reflect the animated origins of its characters. Menus, sound effects, and voice lines also mirror the feel of the original shows. Though the handling is more arcade-style and simplified, the game offers couch co-op fun with two-player split-screen support. Fun facts: Cartoon Network Racing is notable for including full episodes of select shows like Dexter's Laboratory and the Powerpuff Girls as unlockable content. Oddly, popular series like Ed, Ed and Eddie, and Samurai Jack are missing from the roster. While it didn't rival Mario Kart, it remains a nostalgic title for Cartoon Network fans of the early 2000s. George of the Jungle and the Search for the Secret is a side-scrolling platformer developed by Crave Entertainment and released for PlayStation 2 in 2008. Based on the rebooted animated series, the game follows George, an overly enthusiastic but clumsy jungle hero, as he embarks on a wild quest to protect his home from danger and uncover a hidden secret. The story kicks off when strange happenings disrupt the jungle's peace, and George sets out to restore order with help from familiar characters like Ape, Ursula, and Magnolia. Players explore vibrant cartoon-style environments filled with hazards, enemies, and collectibles. The tone is lighthearted and comedic, echoing the slapstick humor of the show. Gameplay focuses on classic 2.5D platforming. George can run, jump, swing on vines, and perform simple attacks to defeat jungle creatures. Levels feature traps, bottomless pits, and tricky jumps, requiring timing and patience. It's easy to pick up, making it suitable for younger players or fans of retro-style platformers. Visually, the game mimics the cartoon's bright, exaggerated look with bold colors and goofy animations. Though the controls are basic, the levels are varied enough to keep the action moving. Boss fights and environmental puzzles offer slight challenges, but the main appeal is the game's humorous and laid-back style. Fun facts: despite its low profile, George of the Jungle was released on multiple platforms, including Wii and DS. The PS2 version is notable for being one of the last licensed cartoon games of the console's lifespan. The game's art and voice work are based on the 2007 reboot series, not the original 1960s cartoon or the Brendan Fraser film adaptation.
Thanks for watching.